Okay, here we go. So I reporting my progress in module 4 in C++ OOP course, and here I first show you how do I utilize polymorphism in my game code. Over here I have my game code where I have made it for bigger, more than one enemy, and that caused me troubles in many cases. But now I have solved those problems, and polymorphism is created so that I have over here I have an game object. When the game object is created, it creates by virtual destroyer over here, and the virtual attacked over here. This is not in use, but it has been do it for other reasons. And for example, when a player then comes, it use the game object things, and the game object itself has example a name becomes from there, and then there is a game object ID where I can handle those arrays in this game file over here, where I store those pointers, but later on from that from later on. And so where I were. Okay, yes. When player attacks, it finds that enemy pointer, and then that the random, if that random is under 60, then it do this case instead. It just plays that this player misses his hits. And same thing is in enemy. When enemy attacks, then it get the player and the randomness over here, and then it can handle the attacked if it's under 60, and if it's not, then there this enemy attack missed. So then how do I use references and pointers in my game code? I use a lot of them, all things, because I store those game object pointers. When I create it, first I create a temporal pointer from player by input, and when the player has made, then I load that player first, and then I also print that stats, and then I set those to game object, and by that I set that pi pointer. It can also be reference, but I rather use pointers, and there's a game object pointer because it can use as a game object for that, and then I put it in an array, and then I increase that counter, and then I set also amount of game objects in game objects. This is doubled, I know, but I found that it's much easier to do the for loops by this kind of thing. And then I stored dynamically cast. By dynamically cast I change, I take that pointer p player from that array point and then I use it later on over here. But for example, when I do over here enemy, I set that enemy in the same function to that game object, and I store those pointers only, not exactly enemies, like that. Then how do I define and override virtual functions in my game code? Okay, that was quite what I explained that later by using that attacked thing, but I would like to show you that how I done that. When I use attacked, I attack to player. When player attacked, it can use by this, and this p player was, I said previously, was that dynamic cast from here. And when the enemy attacks over here, attack if possible enemies, it find that temp attacked is an enemy, and enemy has a dynamic cast, changed that cast from that game object. That was quite that. Thank you.